Hey tarot friends, this is a reading for June 30th, 2020, and just the end of June in general for the collective, for any and all signs. So it will be our lunar pool that finishes out the month of June. I haven't been able to keep up with them for a couple weeks at least again, because I have been moving again, and that transition is really still underway, to be honest. We're just doing everything slowly because we can, so there's much more to be done, but we will do a lunar pool to wrap up June, take a look at the energies coming through for the collective again, any and all signs. And we have the Page of Fire to start us out. Page of Wands in the Tarot in Wonderland deck. So we do have the Four of Cups and the Seven of Swords now as well, both in reverse. And actually, yeah, it feels like I want to take these. I was going to say, let's wait and see if they resurface, but I like these for us. Four of Water, Four of Chalices reversed, Seven of Air, Seven of Swords reversed as well. I'll go ahead and take a second to say that if you are interested in a personal reading, just scroll down to the description box down below, where you should be able to find more information. Now the Knight of Fire comes through for us as well. The Strength card. So we have a lot of fire energy here and possibly Leo energy on the table with the Strength card coming through. I'll try to fix that glare as best as I can here in just a second. Queen of Water, Queen of Cups coming through for us as well. And one more card. Four of Swords, which also came through before shuffling and meditating with the deck. That really was specifically in connection with moving forward into July. Although, you know, time being fluid, the end of June, it's one and the same. It's so close, right? But the Hierophant is our other major arcana energy that wants to come through in this reading. Possibly Taurian energy here. And on the bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords, the Three of Air. I'll see if I can fit this on here for us as well. Okay, so what I believe we are looking at for this lunar pool is someone attempting to take a calculated risk. You see the Fool card is here with us now as well. This was the next card off the top, which always for me is going to be another card looking deeper into the future. I wasn't planning on going any deeper into the future, but it wanted to be seen and shown. And I'm sorry that happened when we weren't recording, but believe it or not, the Fool card, yet another major arcana card in this reading, and the quintessential new, fresh, brand new beginning card did want to come out as a deeper look into our future for this reading. The future for, I believe, this character here who is attempting to take at first, around June 30th, around the end of June, a calculated risk. Because I always, and I think this is an innovative individual, right? We see the page of fire here. And in this version, to me, he seems to be analyzing, calculating his next move, which for this creature would be a leap. And then by the end of the reading here, the deepest into the future, the furthest into the future we go, we see that indeed a risk is taken, a leap is made. And he's looking directly to me, right down. At least one of his eyes is right down on this path, this risk, gazing into that beyond. And it's an innovative individual. It's a spirited, energetic individual, someone with a lot of heart. This is a youthful fire energy, often Aries, Sagittarius, Leo being the fire signs, but I would never get too hung up on the signs. This is someone who is ready to go, and often this can mean that this person is carrying an intense, fiery, passionate message that they'd like to share with someone or a group of individuals, the world at large. And I think this person has been in a state of withdrawal for some time, because what we see next, the Four of Chalices reversed here, the Four of Water energy turned upside down, is suggesting that what's most important to this spirited, again, innovative, resourceful individual is coming out of a period of withdrawal, not missing an opportunity or an offer in his or her present day because he or she has been mourning or simply low energy, again, specifically just withdrawn in general from yeah, I like that word there, withdrawn, and from whatever has been trying to engage him or her. And I think this is due to heartbreak, and this is due to betrayal. We see these two cards bordered with heartbreak and betrayal, right? The Three of Air can be miscommunication. We can be talking about the effects in large part that Mercury retrograde are having on a lot of our lives at this time, and with the Three of Air, Three of Swords. But it can also be heartbreak, and we do see this cake in the shape of a heart, and the sword straight through that heart. So reminiscent of traditional Three of Air cards. And the betrayal that we see as really what's crossing likely you or whomever the reading is revolving around for you. And I'm seeing that as this energetic, spirited individual who's likely trying to come out of a state of withdrawal, and is able to do that because they're a resourceful individual. But it looks like, whomever's crossing their path here has betrayed them, but has been found out, has been caught. That has been realized already previously. This person is known as someone who doesn't tell them the full truth, has gone behind their back, has talked badly about them, has hurt them, promised them something, and then not kept their word, or just betrayed them in some sense. This person is I want to say crossing your path here, and it's known. It's already, that is already known about that person. And I think that is the person. I think that person probably has broken this individual's heart in some sense. Certainly it's been a sour disappointment. It's been, at the very least, an annoyance, certainly a disappointment in some sense, maybe all the way to a heartbreak, but just a letdown, definitely a letdown. And so you're trying very hard not to stay in that space, or someone is, of being and feeling let down, and expecting everyone to let you down. But it's hard, I think, not to, because this individual who has is right there crossing your path. You're talking to them all the time, or they're in your area all the time. They're either at work or at home, or in some scenario where you see them frequently enough that they're here. They're here. And maybe for some of you, they show up as crossing your path now because they haven't been there, but now they are. Now they return to the home or the work, or just the area, and are trying to get a hold of you, or they've just started contacting you again. For a lot of you, that makes sense with Mercury retrograde. We get a lot of that, right, during any Mercury retrograde. And I do see someone here in the past, again, more fire energy, but who's been in and out of the picture, likely, who comes in quickly and leaves quickly as well. So I think with the Strength card showing up, this is what is in your crowning thoughts, your higher mind. This is what you know when your ego is quiet. And I think you know that you're being very protective of yourself, some innocent part of yourself, or someone close to you, or someone is being that way over you. I really think for a lot of you, this is talking about loving yourself unconditionally and protecting yourself in that way, protecting yourself through loving your mind, body, and emotional body, your spiritual life, the way that it needs to be, the way yours specifically needs to be by you. What routines, what permissions, what allowances, what boundaries, what relationships, connections, dreams are honored in your life. That is something that only you can decide for you, and only you can make happen for you, right? What is sacred to you, what makes you tick, what pushes you forward, and how do you always hold space for those things? How do you always honor what defines you in your mind and heart, right? And I think that you're being very protective of yourself right now, and you know that. And again, being very protective of something that is innocent to you, is pure to you, some part of yourself. And I used the word sacred, that is sacred to you. And I think the divine, the reading, is acknowledging and seeing that as well, and encouraging that energy, in the sense that this protection is coming in the form, again, of giving yourself what you need, protecting yourself by giving your mind, your emotional body, your spiritual life, your physical body what it needs. That form of protection, that is being encouraged. And you're also being encouraged to be brave and feel your way through this situation. It is your intuition that tells you to protect yourself, and specifically in those ways that we've been talking about, through taking care of yourself, through showing yourself unconditional love by taking care of every aspect of yourself, checking in with what all those different parts of you, energy bodies of yours need, and your physical body, right? So yes, it's your intuition who's led you to protect yourself and to be protective of that innocence, that purity in that form, in that way. And it's also your intuition that will help to that same gentleness of yours that will help you to feel your way through this situation and to be courageous enough to face it. This unconditional love you're showing yourself will have you prepared for it. And then the next step is to take that same gentleness and that empathy that you're showing yourself and apply it to this individual crossing your path who I believe has wronged you in the past, or the task of opening up to another or others, even though you're still constantly reminded that someone has betrayed you when you've done that before, right? There's just this balance being suggested here. Yes, your intuition, your higher mind, and the divine are all guiding and encouraging you and applauding you and being that protective of this that is sacred to you. Yes. But for many of you, you're in a situation where you don't have any choice though but to keep moving forward here. This is just about opening up to others, even though you keep thinking of this betrayal. Keep being reminded of it, it may seem. Or it is a situation where you need to proceed forward, hopefully untriggered and free of this burden of carrying this emotional wound from the past, but you're not able to physically get away from the individual yet. They still live there, or still still see them at work, or some sort of scenario. Maybe you just share a family in some sense, right? But this is, I know, about moving through this challenge in order to move forward beyond it, because then the Chariot card is the next card below that 3 of air that was on the bottom of the deck. And then I think you are going to get some time for yourself. I think you'll move through this to move forward, and then be able to say goodbye to something here and take some time for yourself. Gain some emotional maturity over, some calm perspective over the situation, because you'll be allowed some space and distance and time from it in this individual. But there's something that has them in your thoughts or in your space, or both, right, at this time. And this is about not having any choice but to find this balance here where, yes, you are protecting yourself, but in this certain way. You're protecting yourself by caring for yourself in all the ways you need to, and then facing, dealing with, confronting this individual in whatever way is necessary, whether that is you dealing with them physically or just letting go of that emotional wound. So it'll be different moving forward, though. We're all headed toward the Hierophant here in the future, and then that Fool card, the Hierophant card being reversed. So I think what's happening, in some way, this is, for a lot of you, in some way, this isn't a traditional approach, or you're not taking the advice of individuals who have previously taught you, previously guided you, previously shown you the way. For a lot of you, you may be going against, by following this advice, by moving forward in this way we're talking about, you may be going against what the advice of those who have previously guided you, previously taught you. And I see that being the risk. You're going your own path, you're going your own way. This may have been, we might be talking about the advice of an authority figure of some kind, someone whose guidance you've accepted at some point, is the point. And it's simply not applicable here, not for you to move through this in order to move forward. And or you're not, a lot of you are breaking away from tradition by doing this in some sense. It's like you're able to forgive this betrayal by realizing that you're strong enough to move forward with it, move beyond it. Which I think falls a little bit short of what I'm trying to say still, but it's you're stronger now for having dealt with this betrayal, for having realized the betrayal, and have enough faith in your ability to spot it now, that you can move forward. You can deal with this person, even if they have to be in your life for a certain amount of time longer, in a real physical day in and day out way, right? You can handle this because you see who they are now. You see what their game is now. They're not going to fool you again. Or, and or even beyond that, you can, you're able to forgive the betrayal and show you're strong enough to move forward with it as well, in the sense that even if it were to happen again, you're strong enough to withstand this. It didn't kill you. It would just be more data, more information that you could input. It would be more strength, more power, more knowledge about life in general, about this person specifically, if it's going to be the same person again, or if it's someone else. You just keep acquiring information that'll just make you stronger and stronger in these ways. And so, yes, it's encouraged to keep protecting yourself, but also to keep gathering that information here. And somehow, yes, again, this is going against advice from someone. It will, or it may not be traditional. It's not the pattern that maybe your family has followed. So, yeah, this could have something to do with breaking away from some sort of family traditional pattern. So maybe all the males in your family, or all the females in your family, either way, either choose a certain type of partner, or choose a certain type of work, or just lead life in a certain way, make a certain type of choice, whether we're talking about fiscally or socially, maybe as far as where they choose to live. I'm not sure how this then connects to any of those things specifically, but this could have to do with breaking away from tradition too, for a lot of you. This new beginning, this refusal to take advice moving forward. And I don't mean to say it like that. I don't think that's what it is, refusing to take advice. But again, it's just where you have accepted guidance from someone before. You're really being advised here to listen to your intuition, to feel your way through. This is your advice card, the Queen of Cups, to feel and intuit your way through the situation. Trust your gut, trust your instincts. This roommate, let's say it's a roommate who has to remain in your home for a few more months or something. That doesn't mean that you have to leave your most valuable things unlocked around them. Trust your gut, trust your instincts. And again, I think this is a form of you showing strength, that you can protect yourself, that you can feel whether or not they're sincere in their apologies. You can feel and intuit whether or not their behavior is going to return to what it was. Now, the roommate is just an example. This could be someone in your family. This could be someone you had an intimate relationship with, etc., etc. A coworker, right? What might not be... I think what might be out of the ordinary, untraditional for you, for your maybe your family, or again the men or women in your family, historically, let's say, is this, and maybe it's forgiving this individual and allowing them to remain in your home, in your space for a time. Or in your life for a time, or to find a way to still have them in your life, even though you can't trust them to the same extent. It might be something like that. Again, for some of you, and it looks like you get this new beginning because you're able to find a way to find this forgiveness, show this strength in that way. But there's definitely a breaking away from doing what's being advised, what is traditional for you, maybe just in your own history. But if I feel more like it's others in your family, others who have come before you in something like a family. So maybe doing something different at your place of business than people in your position or in that line of work have done previously. So, it could be a work family, or, not necessarily your biological family, right? But I think the video is getting a little lengthy now. We've got to be approaching 30 minutes if we're not over it already. And I will stop the message there. If you are interested in a personal reading, I already told you, scroll down. Thank you so much, as always, for all of your contributions to the channel, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, ordering, donating, etc. It's also very appreciated, and I truly look forward to doing another reading for us just as soon as I can. I have so much love for all of you, and I truly hope that you've made the most of June and are going to make the most of July. Until next time.